Okay, the next type of factoring we're going to look at is a difference of squares, and we're going to look at something called a switch around. This is something that's done in grade 9, but let's take a look at it. If you have two things squared that are subtracted, a times a minus b times b, you can always write down two brackets, and you go a minus b and a plus b. It always works. Why does it work? Well, you've got a times a. You have to understand FOIL. That gives you the a squared. And the minus b times b gives you minus b squared. But the key part, and this is the key part of all factoring binomials, the outside is a times b, and the inside is minus b times a, which is the same as minus ab. Well, the ab and minus ab cancel. That's why they're not there over here. If you see x squared minus 25, people seem to like these. They just write down the answer. They go x minus 5, x plus 5. And if you do FOIL on it carefully, it always works. A minus b, a plus b. Now, if you have something like this, let's look at a question like this. It looks a bit scary, but you look for a common factor. Well, if that bracket is the same in both things, see a squared minus 4, you can write it down once. A squared minus 4 times 3a gives me this product, 3a times a squared minus 4. And a squared minus 4 times minus 7 gives me this, minus 7 times a squared minus 4. So you can write down the common factor. But hey, we know how to factor a squared minus 4. It's a minus 2, a plus 2. So there's the whole thing factored. This kind of thing comes up quite a bit. What if you had it like this, though? 2x times x squared minus 9 minus 5 times 9 minus x squared. You're going, well, that's not the same thing, but it's pretty close. Well, whenever you have like a minus b, like this, if this is b minus a, two things subtracted like this, you can switch it around and make it x squared minus 9 as long as you change the sign in front. This minus becomes a plus. If it was a plus, you change it to a minus. But it's a minus, you change it to a plus. Then you can switch it around. That's called a switch around. It kind of works because you're multiplying by -1 once, you switch it around, and then again, when you multiply by -1 twice, you haven't changed anything. It's like multiplying by 1, it stays the same. But it makes it look better now, because now we have x squared minus 9 in both things. Look at this, x squared minus 9. It's a common factor. We write it down once. We write the other two things, the 2x and the 5 right there. 2x plus 5. There's your answer. Now, x squared minus 9, you can factor a bit further. It's x minus 3, x plus 3. Well, that's a difference of squares and a switch around. We've got a whole bunch of questions that you can work with to practice this, and you need to practice it. Otherwise, you just don't get any good. Okay.